Fasting is not just skipping meals. It is a powerful shift inside your body that can change the way you feel, think, and even look. The moment your body starts responding to fasting, it sends signals that are often subtle, unexpected, and in some cases completely surprising. In this video, you will discover 8 unusual signs that show fasting is truly working for you, signs that most people never notice but can reveal exactly what is happening inside. Some of these signs are physical, like changes in energy levels or skin, while others are mental or emotional, showing up in ways you might not immediately connect to your eating patterns. Each sign tells a story about how your metabolism is shifting, how your hormones are balancing, and how your body is gradually adapting to a new rhythm. Watching this video until the end will give you a clear understanding of these signals so you can recognize them as they appear, know that your fasting is effective, and learn how to make the process smoother and more beneficial. You will also learn why these signs happen, why they matter, and how to respond to them for the best results, uncovering facts that even many experienced fasters overlook. By the time you finish watching, you will have a new perspective on fasting, seeing it not just as a tool for weight loss, but as a way to improve energy, clarity, and overall well-being. These signs are like messages from your body, and knowing what they mean can make all the difference between feeling frustrated and feeling empowered. Some signs might surprise you because they appear in ways that feel unusual or even inconvenient at first, but each one is a clear signal that your body is entering a more efficient state, burning fat, stabilizing blood sugar, and improving hormone function. As you follow along, pay attention to details you may have ignored before, because recognizing these signs early can enhance your progress, prevent mistakes, and give you confidence in the fasting journey. This is a guide not just for beginners, but for anyone who wants to understand the deeper effects of fasting beyond just hunger and meal timing. You will learn which changes are temporary, which are lasting, and how to interpret them correctly, helping you avoid confusion or unnecessary concern. By the end, you will be able to look at your own body and mind and clearly see the results of fasting, even if the scale hasn't moved as much as expected. You will also understand how small adjustments in your approach can amplify benefits, reduce side effects, and make fasting feel natural instead of difficult. Every point in this video is backed by science and real experiences, so you are not just hearing opinions, you are learning proven signals that indicate progress. Along the way, you might notice connections between your mood, energy, sleep, and focus that you never realized were linked to fasting, and these connections will help you optimize your daily routine for better results. This video is designed to be practical, informative, and engaging, giving you insights that can immediately impact the way you fast and the way you feel. Stay tuned because each sign builds on the previous one, creating a complete picture of how fasting transforms your body and mind from the inside out. Welcome to our channel, where we explore health, science, and life-changing habits in a simple and clear way, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future tips that can transform your well-being. Fasting works in ways that most people rarely notice at first. When you give your body a break from constant eating, it starts to shift how it produces and uses energy. Instead of relying on sugar and carbohydrates for every movement and thought, your body begins to tap into stored fat. This metabolic change is subtle at first, but it has powerful effects that ripple through every system in your body. Energy levels, mental clarity, digestion, and even skin appearance can change in ways that are easy to miss if you are not paying attention. One of the first things people often notice is a sudden boost in energy. It can feel unexpected, almost like a surge of alertness that comes without coffee or sugar. This happens because your body has switched from burning glucose to burning fat. When fat becomes the main source of fuel, ketones are produced, and these molecules are highly efficient at giving your brain steady energy. Unlike the highs and lows of sugar consumption, ketones keep your mind clear and awake, allowing you to focus on tasks and feel less fatigued throughout the day. Some people notice that the morning feels different, that they wake up with more clarity, or that they can work for longer periods without feeling drained. Others feel a lightness in their body, a sensation that comes from not having to process constant meals and snacks. This early boost is an encouraging sign that your body is adapting to fasting in a healthy way, but it is only one of the many changes that begin to happen when fasting starts to work. Another unexpected change that often happens early in fasting is the improvement of skin quality. When you fast, hormone levels shift in ways that reduce inflammation and help regulate oil production. Insulin, which rises when you eat frequently, can cause your body to store more fat and contribute to skin problems like breakouts or dullness. As fasting reduces insulin spikes, the skin can gradually become clearer. In addition, fasting helps your body remove toxins more efficiently. The digestive system gets a break from processing constant food, which can reduce bloating and inflammation, and these internal changes often show outwardly on the skin. Some people notice their skin appears brighter, less oily, or less prone to blemishes after a few days of consistent fasting. These changes are subtle and gradual, but they are important signals that your body is adjusting to a healthier rhythm. While energy changes can be felt internally, skin improvements are one of the visible signs that fasting is actively transforming your body from the inside out. Understanding these initial responses is crucial because they indicate that your body is entering a more efficient state. The energy boost, for example, is not just a temporary spike. It is the result of a fundamental shift in how your body accesses fuel, moving from quick sugar sources to longer lasting fat stores. This shift also stabilizes blood sugar levels, reducing the swings that often leave you tired or irritable. At the same time, hormonal adjustments reduce inflammation in various parts of the body, including the skin. When your body experiences less chronic inflammation, it can focus on repair and regeneration, which can lead to clearer skin, healthier hair, and even improved digestion over time. These changes are interconnected, and noticing one often means other systems are also benefiting quietly. Fat burning, mental clarity, and better skin are all signals that your body is responding to fasting in ways that support long-term health. Recognizing these early signs helps you stay motivated and aware because they are proof that your body is adjusting even if the scale has not changed significantly. The process of fasting also affects your mental state and perception of energy. As your body adapts to using fat for fuel, you may notice a steady focus and a calm alertness that differs from the jittery energy of caffeine or sugar. This can be particularly noticeable in tasks that require concentration, problem solving, or creativity. Many people report that they feel more productive and less distracted, with a quiet mental sharpness that appears almost unexpectedly. This enhanced mental clarity is tied directly to the production of ketones and the reduction of insulin fluctuations. By stabilizing energy levels, your body supports cognitive function, making it easier to stay attentive for longer periods without fatigue or mental fog. The combination of this mental alertness with physical energy can feel like a profound shift, signaling that your fasting practice is beginning to work at a deeper level than simply reducing caloric intake. Fasting also triggers other subtle changes in the body that often go unnoticed but are important markers of progress. For example, many people report a reduction in hunger intensity after a few days of consistent fasting. Initially, the body signals for food may feel strong and persistent, but as your metabolism adjusts, hunger becomes lighter and easier to manage. This is because the body learns to rely on stored fat for energy, reducing the need for constant feeding. Hormonal adjustments, particularly in adrenaline and leptin, play a role in regulating appetite more effectively. As a result, fasting can feel less like deprivation and more like a natural rhythm that the body prefers. These internal adjustments are closely tied to the visible changes in skin and energy, forming a comprehensive picture of how fasting impacts multiple systems simultaneously. Recognizing these interconnected effects allows you to approach fasting with greater confidence and understanding, knowing that the signs you are experiencing are not random but meaningful indicators of physiological adaptation. The improvements in skin and energy are just the beginning of a chain reaction that unfolds as fasting continues. Each day without frequent eating reinforces the metabolic shift and strengthens the body's ability to access fat for energy. The clearer skin, steady energy, and improved focus are tangible signs that the body is responding favorably, but they also prepare the ground for other benefits that will emerge over time. Hormonal balance improves, digestive efficiency increases, and the body becomes better at managing inflammation and oxidative stress. These internal changes are cumulative, meaning that consistency in fasting practice leads to more noticeable and lasting results. The subtle signals of energy and skin health are early indicators that this process is underway, offering motivation and reassurance that the fasting approach is effective and sustainable. Being able to identify these signs empowers you to fine-tune your routine, making adjustments that enhance the benefits without causing unnecessary stress or discomfort. The body communicates through these signals, and recognizing them is key to understanding the deeper effects of fasting beyond simple meal timing or calorie restriction. As your body continues to adjust to fasting, one of the most noticeable changes is a reduction in cravings, especially for sugar and snacks. At first, it may feel difficult to resist the urge to eat between meals, and sugar can seem almost irresistible. This is normal because your body has been trained to expect frequent energy from food, especially from quick burning carbohydrates. But after a few days or even a week of consistent fasting, those urges begin to fade. The body starts to recognize a new rhythm, and it becomes more efficient at accessing stored energy rather than constantly demanding fresh calories. Hormones that control hunger, such as ghrelin, start to stabilize, signaling the body less frequently that it needs food. At the same time, leptin, the hormone that signals satiety, becomes more responsive, which means your body better understands when it is truly full. The cravings that once felt urgent gradually soften, making it easier to go through fasting periods without feeling deprived or distracted. Many people notice that even highly tempting foods lose their grip on the mind, and it becomes simpler to wait until the next meal window naturally arrives. This adjustment is a clear sign that your metabolism is shifting and that your body is becoming more flexible in how it obtains energy. It is not a sudden change, but a gradual easing of the constant pull toward eating, and it demonstrates that fasting is starting to work at a deep physiological level. What is remarkable about this change is how it touches both the body and the mind. As the physical cravings fade, mental cravings fade too. Thoughts of snacking or urgent hunger become less frequent, and there is a sense of control that emerges almost without effort. This newfound ability to resist unnecessary eating is not just about discipline, it is a sign that your body has learned to adapt to a more efficient way of sustaining energy and managing fuel stores, using what is already available rather than demanding more. Alongside the reduction in cravings, fasting can bring a remarkable improvement in focus and mental clarity. The brain responds to fasting in unique ways, and the production of chemicals that support cognitive function begins to increase. One of the main contributors to this effect is ketones, which are molecules produced when the body starts burning fat for energy. Unlike glucose, which can cause spikes and crashes in energy levels, Ketones provide a steady, reliable source of fuel for the brain. This shift can make thoughts sharper, concentration deeper, and problem solving faster. People often report that they feel a quiet alertness that was previously missing, a sense of calm focus that allows them to work, read, or create without distraction. Mental fog, which often accompanies frequent eating or sugar highs and lows, diminishes as the body learns to rely on fat as a steady energy source. There is a subtle but profound change in perception and cognition. Tasks that once felt exhausting now feel more manageable, and the ability to sustain attention for longer periods improves naturally. This clarity is not just a side effect, it is a direct signal that the body is adapting to fasting at a neurological level. The brain is receiving the fuel it needs more efficiently, and the mind is responding with a heightened sense of awareness. Over time, this effect can compound, enhancing productivity, decision making, and overall mental performance. The experience of better focus often surprises those who are new to fasting because it feels different from anything achieved through caffeine or other stimulants. It is a natural, sustainable boost, a sign that the body and brain are working together in harmony and that fasting is creating a more optimized internal environment. Another unusual but telling sign that fasting is working is the appearance of strange smells or changes in breath. This may seem alarming at first, but it is a normal part of the process and a signal that fat burning is actively happening. When the body relies on fat for energy, it produces ketones, and some of these ketones are released through the breath and sweat. This can create a distinctive, slightly sweet or fruity smell, often described as acetone-like. Body odor may also change slightly during fasting, reflecting the internal metabolic shift. While this can feel odd or surprising, it is actually a positive indicator that the body is effectively accessing fat stores and producing energy in a new way. The intensity of these odors can vary depending on the individual, the duration of fasting, hydration levels, and overall metabolism, but their presence is a consistent signal that physiological changes are underway. Some people notice it more in the morning, while others detect it after longer fasting periods, and it often diminishes as the body adapts over time. Understanding that these smells are a natural byproduct of fat metabolism can help prevent unnecessary concern and allow you to recognize them as a positive sign rather than a problem. It is another form of communication from the body, an internal message that fasting is influencing energy pathways and metabolic processes in a measurable way. These changes, though subtle, provide clear evidence that the body is transitioning from reliance on immediate food intake to a more efficient system that draws energy from stored reserves. They reinforce the other signals, such as increased energy and improved focus, showing that multiple systems in the body are responding simultaneously. Together, these signs create a layered and fascinating picture of how fasting affects not just what you eat, but how your entire body operates on a deeper level, confirming that the fasting practice is producing real physiological changes that are both visible and experiential. As fasting becomes a regular part of your routine, one of the most remarkable changes you may notice is a significant shift in your experience of hunger. Initially, the thought of waiting even a few hours without eating can feel uncomfortable or even stressful. But as your body adjusts to regular fasting windows, hunger signals start to become lighter, more predictable, and easier to manage. The intensity of cravings that once seemed urgent begins to fade, and you may find that you can go longer periods without feeling a pressing need for food. This is a natural adaptation because the body is learning to rely on stored energy rather than demanding constant input. Hormonal adjustments play a key role in this process. Ghrelin, the hormone that signals hunger, becomes more regulated, rising and falling in patterns that correspond with your fasting and eating schedule. Leptin, the hormone responsible for signaling fullness, becomes more responsive, giving your brain accurate information about your energy state. Over time, hunger shifts from being a disruptive, unpredictable feeling to a manageable, almost informative signal. It becomes easier to recognize when your body truly needs fuel versus when the feeling of hunger is simply a conditioned response from old eating habits. Many people report a sense of freedom as this happens, a lightness that comes from no longer being dominated by constant cravings. Meals start to feel purposeful rather than obligatory, and eating becomes more about nourishment than compulsion. This transformation of hunger is a clear sign that your body has adapted to fasting, and it reflects a deeper metabolic shift that supports long-term energy balance and overall health. Along with changes in hunger, the body often begins to show early physical results from fasting, particularly in the form of slight weight or water loss. These initial changes are usually subtle, but can be highly encouraging. The first weight changes are often due to the loss of water rather than fat, as glycogen stores are used for energy. Glycogen, which is stored in muscles, and the liver binds water, so as it is depleted during fasting, some water weight is naturally released. This can make a noticeable difference on the scale, but it is important to understand that it is normal, temporary, and part of the process. Over time, as fasting continues, the body may also begin to burn stored fat, leading to gradual fat loss at a healthy and sustainable pace. These early signs should not be rushed or forced, because steady, moderate progress is far more beneficial than rapid changes that stress the body. Minor losses over weeks and months indicate that the body is responding appropriately to fasting, adjusting metabolism, and creating an environment where fat can be accessed efficiently without compromising energy or overall health. Understanding this distinction between water weight and fat loss helps to maintain realistic expectations and encourages consistency, reminding you that fasting is a gradual process that rewards patience and regular practice. Observing these early physical changes can also provide motivation and reinforce the other signs you are experiencing, from improved energy to mental clarity, creating a sense of momentum that keeps you engaged in the process. Emotional and mood changes are another important signal that fasting is working, though they can feel more challenging at first. During the initial phases of fasting, some people notice temporary mood swings, irritability, or heightened sensitivity. These shifts occur because the body is adjusting to new energy patterns, and the brain is adapting to the steady fuel supply from fat rather than the rapid spikes of sugar and glucose. Hormonal fluctuations, changes in blood sugar, and the production of ketones can all contribute to these emotional effects. While this period can feel uncomfortable, it is also temporary, and as the body continues to adapt, emotional balance improves. Over time, many people report a calmer, more stable mood, a reduction in anxiety related to food or eating patterns, and a stronger sense of emotional control. The temporary mood swings are part of the adaptation process, a signal that your body is reorganizing its energy systems and preparing for more consistent and sustainable function. Recognizing this as a natural phase rather than a setback is essential because it provides insight into the deeper effects of fasting beyond physical changes. It demonstrates that fasting impacts not only metabolism and energy levels, but also the way the brain regulates emotions and responds to internal signals. As these shifts stabilize, the improvements in emotional well-being often complement other benefits, creating a sense of harmony between the body and mind that makes fasting feel more natural and less like a challenge. To support all of these changes and to make fasting as effective and sustainable as possible, there are a few quick tips that can make a significant difference. Drinking plenty of water is essential because hydration helps the body manage energy, regulate metabolism, and support detoxification processes. Staying consistent with your fasting schedule allows the body to adapt gradually, making hormonal and metabolic shifts smoother and easier to manage. Listening to your body is equally important because hunger, fatigue, and mood provide valuable information about how your system is responding to fasting. Pushing too hard or extending fasting periods beyond your current capacity can create unnecessary stress, while a balanced and gradual approach enhances results and reduces discomfort. Small adjustments, such as starting with shorter fasting windows and gradually increasing duration, can make the process more manageable and prevent early discouragement. Combining these strategies helps to reinforce all the signals the body is sending, from reduced hunger to improved energy, clearer skin, emotional balance, and minor physical changes. Each tip works in harmony with the body's natural adaptations, supporting a process that is both safe and effective. Paying attention to these practical strategies allows the benefits of fasting to unfold naturally, making the experience not just about restriction, but about optimizing energy, focus, and overall well-being in a way that is sustainable and rewarding. The body responds to these consistent cues by reinforcing positive changes, and over time, fasting becomes less about willpower and more about a natural rhythm that supports health, mental clarity, and emotional stability. These 8 unusual signs are your body's way of showing that fasting is starting to work. From the sudden boost in energy to clearer skin, reduced cravings, sharper focus, and even the little surprises like changes in breath or mood, each signal tells you that your metabolism is shifting and your body is adapting in powerful ways. Pay attention to them, embrace them, and let them guide you through your fasting journey. Remember, progress is often subtle, but every small change is a step toward better health, mental clarity, and balance. If this video helped you understand what to look for and gave you insight into your body's responses, make sure to like the video to support the channel. Subscribe now to join our community and get more science-backed health tips delivered regularly. Don't forget to share this video with someone who is fasting or thinking about starting, because these insights could make all the difference in their journey. Keep noticing the signs, keep staying consistent, and watch as your body transforms step by step.